and welcome to Wise Woman Healing. I'm your host, Melissa. Talk to you today about a couple of things. The first one is I don't understand why, but for some reason, a lot of carnivore doctors, which are doctors who have looked into the carnivore diet and gotten on board with the concepts of it, and now they have YouTube channels that promote the carnivore diet. A couple of them are really anti herbal remedies, and I don't understand why. I would think that they could recognize that, carnivore diet is an unconventional diet, and herbal remedies aren't necessarily conventional, but there is proof that they work. They've been working and being used for centuries. People talk about ancient diets, ancient way of eating. People used to be hunters, primarily hunter-gatherers. Someone said, "Oh, you've never seen a picture of a salad bowl on a cave painting." They would paint and talk about in their art, in the cave art, about where the food was and where to go and get it, and it was animals. But there are documented works about herbal remedies and medicines going back to the medieval time in Roman Catholic monasteries. And then prior to that, we know that herbal remedies were used in biblical times. We see evidence of that in the Bible. And why not? Why not be on board with it? Now, one of them was talking about cinnamon and how cinnamon that we use usually is not the cinnamon that is sold in the stores. And he's right. You have to go online and get the right cinnamon. The cinnamon that is sold in stores is not the medicinal cinnamon that you would use to lower your blood sugar or do anything else with. And you can tell that because, once again, I don't have a proper prop, so I'm going to use something fake, lipstick. If you had two of the cinnamon sticks to compare side by side, I think it's the Ceylon cinnamon that is the fake, and it does not break. When you try to snap it, you have to and it just about break your fingers trying to snap it. If you can snap it, that's great. But it's not usually snappable very easily. Whereas the real cinnamon, it's bark shaved off of the trees and dried and rolled up, or rolled up and dried, and it's very fragile. It's very brittle. It's kind of like cinnamon scented thick paper. It's just really flaky. And I mean, you could sit here and just crush it and crumble it with your fingers into a tea. That's the cinnamon that you want to use. And I personally have formulated teas that drop your blood sugar or blood glucose levels by 65 points. I've used them and tested them on myself. I have my own, it's allegorical proof, but it's proof to me. It's not an official FDA survey. So I make no claims. I've just had personal success with that. Sorry, I'm perspiring. It's warm and I have to stop the fan from blowing directly into the microphone or you won't hear me. So here we go. So that's the one thing is, why can't carnivore doctors get on board with herbal remedies? Not that it's going to change me from using them. It's not, I'm going to sit there and go, oh yeah, he's right, I should stop using it. This doctor is also freaked out about honey. I don't understand that. It's bee vomit. There's so much evidence out there of the healing properties of honey, how good it is for you, etc., etc. To not see the validity of honey, I think, is to be like, you're not doing your research, dude. You're not, I can't imagine not understanding how awesome honey is just because you freaked out that it's vomit. And there's a big difference between dog vomit and bee vomit. Like, come on. They had some nectar and some pollen from flowers and digested it and converted it into this wonderful, healing, delicious syrup. We're so overly sanitized in our society. Back in the 1950s and prior to, it wasn't that long ago, really. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. People were eating organ meat. Gosh, I remember when I could go to the grocery store and buy oxtails, which is the bones of the ox's tail, cow tail, for soup. And it was maybe $3-4 a package. And it's not just that the inflation has hit. It's that, oh, people are eating oxtail soup on the carnivore and paleo diet. They're making bone broth from it. People actually want this. We're going to jack the price up. It's greed. The stuff that's good for you, it's expensive. It's hard to get. I went to the grocery store the other day. I have a picture on my phone. I'll put it in the video. I went to the egg aisle, the egg section of the store, and it was empty. No eggs. Like, what is this, the pandemic? What's going on? Oh, well, they keep burning down the egg manufacturing plants. They keep catching on fire mysteriously and being burned down. You have to have chickens if you want eggs, and it's a massive attack on our food system. And you notice that, have you seen a soda factory burned to the ground? Have you seen a potato chip factory burned to the ground? Have you seen a candy factory burned to the ground? It's only these wholesome, good for you, nutritional foods that are burned to the ground. And then they want to start was it in Ireland? They want to cull 200,000 cows, 200,000 head of cattle to save the environment. Cows don't destroy the environment. Cows help the ecosystem. There's lots of evidence about cows helping the ecosystem. Don't leave a comment on here saying that cows are dangerous and they're fire, whatever, because that just shows me that you're brainwashed. No. So then the next thing that I want to talk to, we've done the food and medicine stuff. There's this disturbing trend that I've come to be aware of, and it is older women, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, being duped by online scammers into thinking that some hot younger man celebrity is in love with them, but something has happened to their money. They need you to send them money. I know personally of people who have sent their banking information to these scammers. So the hot celebrity guy lives in another country. The scammer says, oh, send me stuff, and it's Chicago, Illinois. And these women refuse to acknowledge that they're being taken in. Some women, you can search for it on YouTube. Women have paid $85,000, $100,000 to these scammers. And it's a sob story. It's just one sob story after the other as to why this celebrity needs your money. First of all, no young, hot celebrity is interested in you. If you are fat and old and wrinkled, they're just not. Secondly, no celebrity needs your money. No celebrity needs your money. Oh, his money's tied up in... No, he has rich celebrity friends. He has bankers and lawyers and people that do his finance for him. He can get a loan or a second mortgage on his house. He can do a lot of things to get money. He doesn't need your money. He doesn't need money from a fat middle-aged housewife living in the Midwest. Come on. Is that the end of... Is that what the sunset years of narcissism look like? Where, a narcissist is so determined to never be seen as wrong or having made a mistake. Like, their ego is so inflated that they would rather pay money to a scammer than admit that they're wrong and save themselves some money. That is the disease of narcissism. That's one of the things about, there's so much going on with narcissism in our country right now. It's astonishing. I like to listen to a man on the internet who sadly passed away too young. His name is Kevin Samuels, and he still has a YouTube channel. And he talks, well, okay, his estate is running his YouTube channel. Of course, he has passed away. But his YouTube channel is still up if you want to watch some of the things. And he'll go, so his mission in life was to talk to Black women and say, let's talk about why you're not married. Let's talk about how you can get married. What do you need to change? What do you need to overcome in order to get married? And he said one time in a video that 80% of Black women are overweight, and 80% of that 80% are morbidly obese or obese. And statistically, when people ask Black men what they want in a woman, no children. And a lot of these Black women have children from previous relationships. And then they want some other man to raise their child and take care of their children. I get it, but Kevin Samuels, you really need to listen to him because he talks about this isn't really possible. And he talks about high value men versus not high value men, and how it's okay to be an average person. It's okay to be an average person. It really is. It's okay to want to live in a little cottage in the woods and dispense medicinal herbal remedies while children nibble at your gingerbread house. It's okay not to live in, hang on. It's okay not to live in a penthouse in Manhattan. It's okay to not drive expensive cars and not have expensive handbags. Oh my goodness, the other day I saw online, Kevin Samuels had mentioned a handbag. I had never heard of the brand because that is not the world I travel in, and I'm okay with that. I don't keep up with the Kardashians, okay? I don't even keep up with the people on my street. But it was $165,000 for a bag. For a bag that you put, okay. It was crocodile leather with palladium hardware on it, but still, that is ridiculous. Do you know how many decent cars and how many, I'm thinking, you could buy a really nice RV with that money. You could do a lot of improvements to your house. You could buy a house in, not in Colorado, unless you wanted to live in a goat shack. But there are some decent houses with land in the Midwest you could purchase for that kind of money if that's what you wanted to do with it. You could buy, I don't know, anything but a handbag. Like, come on. But the reason why I started talking about Kevin Samuels, it wasn't to put anybody down or anything. It was to emphasize the point that when he tells women the way that you have been living your life is not conducive to what you want, meaning you have a goal of being married, but you are 35 years old and either you've never been in a long-term relationship or you have 6 children by 5 different men, and the man that you think you want isn't going to go for that. He's not going to go for that. And these women argue with him. It's like, I'm just trying to equate that to the women who are in their 80s and they think that some hot celebrity is after them. It's like this woman that I'm thinking of, she's planning on leaving her husband and going to go live with this celebrity. She's just going to go live with him. They're going to get in a vehicle or an RV or something and travel across America together. She's destroying her whole entire life because nobody can tell her anything. Don't be that person. Don't be that person that nobody can tell anything to the point where you destroy your own life. I've known single women 10 years ago who are like, I thought I'd be married by now. Okay, well, what do you want to do about that? Nothing. He has to love me how I am right now, where I am. I'm like, oh, okay. You haven't even combed your hair. You look like a bum, and like you don't have any lipstick on, nothing. And I'm sure you have opinions about what your man is going to look like, and that you can't even run a hairbrush through your hair before you go out in public. That's not fair. That's not fair. That's really delusional. And I don't know what that is. There's a healing that needs to take place in our nation where people need to go from being so delusional and think that, I don't know, everything about them is, fabulous to the nth degree. And you're average. More of us are average than are not average. And the people who are extraordinary because they work really hard at it. If I wanted to spend an hour in the gym every day, or 2 hours or 3 hours, it would be transformative in my life, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I, you know, I've always struggled with physical activity because I just don't like it. And there are people out there that have the drive to go and get what they want. But I don't think a little couch potato is something, an 80-year-old couch potato is something that a celebrity is looking for. I mean, look at who Henry Cavill dates, who Jason Statham is married to. All of these celebrities, who's the one that just came out in a movie? Oh, I can't. Ryan Reynolds, his wife, smoking hot. There's none of them are 5'2" couch potatoes. These are beautiful women, and I don't know. It just really upsets me. The Delulu setting on this is really high. It's not my mother. I feel sorry for the person who this is her mother. I feel sorry for her. But I just think, what the heck is going on in our country that leads women, well, and men too. I mean, there's men that have been duped by these online scammers. This one man my husband just told me about today, he thought that he was talking to a beautiful woman in Italy, and he was going to buy cruise tickets or a plane ticket and go meet her. And he finds out that it's a big, fat African-American man in America. He has nothing to do with Italy. I'm just astounded that you're going to meet a stranger on the internet, give them all your banking information, tell them about your family, tell them who's rich in your family, tell them about your house, whether or not it's paid off, your title to your vehicles, all of that. Where is your brain? Where's your brain? Are you sitting on it? Seems like you might be sitting on it if you think that this is legit. It's time to stand up and get the blood flowing to our right mind. And I had to talk about it because I'm just so upset about it. It has nothing other than we need to heal from this mental madness of thinking that, we're going to have a hot girl summer till the day we die. Oh my God, that's so much work. I'm 57 years old. I don't want to do hot girl summer till the day I die. I just, when I was single, it used to take me hours to get ready in the morning. You got to curl all your hair. And back then I had a lot of hair. It was 80s and 90s. And then you had to fluff it and backcomb it, spray it to within an inch of its life, put on your makeup. By the time you get done, you have to look like one of the women from Knots Landing or the old Dynasty show with Linda Evans, and with the big hair and the big shoulder pads and your earrings, and everything had to be matchy and you're wearing so much makeup. And it was a lot of work, you guys. It was a lot of work. And there's a lot to be said, and it's said in the Bible, about being content where you are, being happy where you are, and learning how to live your life the way that God has given it to you. Live a simple life, be humble. Don't look at what other people have. The grass is not greener. I'm very thankful and grateful for the life that I have. I have had struggles. We're going to be going through struggles until the day we die. But I have my husband with me, and that makes all the difference in my life. And there are times when, yeah, I get a little frustrated with, sometimes it feels like Groundhog Day. Sometimes I wish for a little bit more travel and adventure, but I'm happy where I am. And happiness is a choice. Well, I don't feel that way. The grown up thing is happiness is a choice. Be happy where you are with what you've been given. Learn how to love your life where it is right now. Love your spouse. Stop looking at other people. The grass isn't greener. You get that butterfly feeling and everything. And then what happens? You get married, you divorce your person and get married. And then that person, the glow wears off and they're putting their underwear next to the hamper instead of in the hamper. It's just one of those things where nobody is perfect. You're not Princess Diana. You're not Kim Kardashian. You're not Beyonce. Be happy with where you are and what you have. Stop blowing up your life. Stop it. We need to stop with all the divorces in America, with all the destruction in America. Part of this is feminism. I can talk about that another time because I'm running out of time on the video. Feminism is not your friend. It has destroyed the American family. It makes women unhappy. And I want to talk to you again in another video, ladies, about, because, I'm thinking about doing a trad wife channel, or if I should just talk about stuff here, I don't know. But every time I talk about stuff like this, I lose a couple people in the member subscription area. If you want to be a wife and mother, why are you spending money on going to university? Think about it. Think about it. You don't need to have a PhD to be a wife and mother. I'm not saying that you can't be educated, but if your goal is to get married, a 2 to 4 year college experience is more than enough to help you find your husband. Go to a larger school in a larger city. Go and, I know people who went to college and university to get their husband. I saw this video the other day where it was the graduating nurses class, and all these girls are holding up their fingers because I put my wedding set. This isn't my real wedding set, but they're holding up their fingers to show that they've gotten engaged. They got engaged as soon as they graduated from nursing school. And they were all white and Hispanic ladies. It's okay to want to be a wife and a mother, but you need to get that locked down by 25, 27. Okay. I kind of blew it. I waited until I was a little bit older. I was 37 when I walked down the aisle. That's another story. But everything has turned out. I'm happy where I am. Okay. I actually managed to marry up, and I have nothing against hypergamy. And see, I really want to start my channel, the Tradwife channel, to talk about all that and kind of show ladies how to do some things if you want to get going in that area. If you're interested in that, please put it in comments, like and subscribe if you want to. We're one person away from 400, and I'd really love to hit that 400 mark. So please do like and subscribe to help support the channel. And that's it for now. Herbal remedies work. Carnivore doctors, please get on board with this. Stop thinking that hot celebrity men want you if you're not a hot woman. So there you go. All right. I can hardly wait to see what the comments are going to reveal. Thanks for stopping by.